Bop it bop 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 bop. What's up, y'all? PhilyfliShow checking in, kicking in at Railway Production Studios, and it's the first pay-per-view of the year. Last week we had the first UFC Fight Night of the year, which, if you don't know the difference, UFC Fight Nights are the ones that are usually on ESPN Plus or ESPN or an active channel. And the pay-per-views are ones that you got to pay for if you want to watch, or go to the casino and enjoy them like I do, because that's what I've been doing. Since you're going to spend the money anyways, you might as well gamble with it and try to make some money. Totally worth your time and everything. That's where I will be this weekend, is Diamond Joe's Casino. One of my favorite places to go. It is a FanDuel representative, and guys, I am going to have so much freaking fun. Won on some number tickets this week and did some fun stuff and got some extra money to blow. Yeah, straight up ready for this weekend and ready for this. But I had to get this UFC show out, and I had to watch that funny ass press conference, guys. Dude, Sean Strickland, his white trash little persona, is just hilarious. And then DDP trying to be all serious and showing that he's, this up and coming new champion. It was fun. And then nobody else was talking to the other fighters. It was literally just about Sean Strickland and DDP. It was nuts. But it was fun to watch, and it kind of gives you a glimpse into what happens. I usually like to put out a show after I see the weigh-ins, but I gotta start doing it before the weigh-ins. The weigh-ins, when I watch the fighters face off after the weigh-ins, after their morning weigh-ins, and then to the night show where they face off, that's usually when I make my picks at the best point. But we're going to talk about quickly last week. Look, last week's UFC Fight Night was nuts. Mohamed Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker. Dude, Ankalaev literally broke his nose with one of the most perfect punches on the ground, and it was nasty. But all I really want to talk about with the show was there was 11 fights last week, and the Philly Fly Show went 10 for 11, and it was epic. The only one we got wrong was one of the ones I was literally going back and forth with, because I was like, Tom Nolan was making his UFC debut, and Nicholas Moda, UFC vet with power, literally showed me why I should have just went with the vet and not the young guy. But it's a fight game. You never know. Your parlay did hit. The parlay did hit, and that parlay was a 6-legged parlay with 3 huge ones, and then 3 pretty good parlay. I like it. It would have made some decent money. They're probably my estimate plus 350 maybe at the most, plus 400, which it's not bad odds for a 5-1. But your other one that I said put together with Nolan as a knockout and Ankalaev as a finish didn't really go over that well. The only reason I went with Nolan was because he had a high finish rate. There's other guys on here I should have went with, like Bruno Ferreira. Should have definitely took him as a finish, but I didn't see him getting a finish. But we are here for UFC pay-per-view 297, Sean Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis for the UFC middleweight title. We also, in the co-main event, get Raquel Pennington and Mayra Bueno Silva for the women's bantamweight title. So we get to see the women's bantamweight division move forward, which is pretty cool. And then this middleweight division, I think that's kind of what UFC 300 is waiting on us to see who wins this fight, and see if Izzy is either fighting du Plessis or is he fighting Sean Strickland on UFC 300. That's kind of been my guess. But also, I don't like that because I feel like Izzy should take more time off and kind of reinvent himself and maybe get a little more, muscular and power, so he doesn't get beaten down by some of these bigger fighters in the middleweight division. So yeah, that's kind of how we're gonna go. We're gonna jump into it. We got match leg number 12 here. We got Malcolm Gordon versus Jimmy Flick in the flyweight division. Look, Malcolm Gordon is a Canadian fighter, so for me, he is negative 200. Jimmy Flick's plus 170. I honestly think you can go either way on here, but I'm gonna go the Canadian, mainly because his jiu-jitsu is pretty good. So gonna slide on the Malcolm Gordon side, but confidence level wise, 1 out of 5 on my confidence level that he gets his hand raised. Match like number 11 is Jasmine Jahusikins. Man, her name's really hard for me. And then Priscilla Cocheda. Now, Jasmine, she's a negative 400 favorite, which Typically, when you see a negative 400 favorite, it means she's automatically going to win, but this fight is a little bit closer when I think the odds makers are making it. Priscilla's no slouch. It is a bantamweight female fight. I do pick Jasmine to win, and 3 out of 5 on the confidence level that she gets the W, but to be honest with you, it's a pretty close fight. So I wouldn't be confident in a bet on there. I'd be on a risk side if I'm putting a bet on there, to be honest with you. All right, match like number 10, we go to the welterweight male division. Johan Lehesis versus Sam Patterson. Sam is a plus 125 underdog. Johan's a negative 150 favorite. Johan looks like he's got the MMA skill set to be up with the top competitors, but at the same time, when you got Sam Patterson on the other side, who's showing that he could be one of these next top prospects, we got a banger here. So Johan with the win, 1 out of 5 though on the confidence level. He gets his W. This is not a very confident card for me, guys. This one's a little closer than I thought. Some big names are on here, but at the same time, these fights are pretty. The matchmakers did a really good job, so be ready for this one. Jump into the female strawweight division. Jillian Robertson versus Polyana Vana. Plus 250 on Polyana Vana, negative 310 on Jillian Robertson. Look, Jillian looks like she finally took that next step. Yeah, she ran into another person who's a little bit better than her, but it seems like every time she loses, she takes a step. Now, Polyana Viana, roller coaster as she is, she's got really good Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And Jillian's jiu-jitsu is good too, but I just don't know who the better one was. I'm going to lean on Jillian here because it seems like when she loses, she bounces back and learns something. Whereas Polyana's doesn't seem like that fighter. She just kind of got the same skill set. And she's a good fighter. It's just I don't know if she's got it yet. I just don't know if she's got the right camp yet. So I'm going to pick Jillian, but 1 out of 5 on the confidence level that she gets a W or her hand raised. All right, match like number 8 is a bantamweight male division against Serbe Side and Raymond Tavares. Raymond is a plus 155 underdog. Side is a negative 185 favorite. These guys have already fought. Side knocked him out in the Dana White Contender Series, made Roman fight another guy to get in there, and he got a 30-second knockout, which is pretty impressive. So these guys, since Side already knows him, already finished him, I'm leaning on the Side side. 3 out of 5 on the confidence level. Like, he gets his hand raised. Man, we're flying through this because of the energy in this room tonight. Alrighty, match like number 7. You get Charles Jourdain versus Sean Woodson in a featherweight fight. Look, Charles Jourdain has showed that he has got to get some bigger, better names than what he gets. He beats Sean Woodson. He deserves big top 10, top 7 names, guys. Stop slouching on this dude. He is the Canadian fighter, too, in Toronto, since this is where this fight is taking place. Charles Jourdain is a negative 220 favorite. Sean Woodson plus 180. I'm going Charles Jourdain all day. That dude's MMA skill set is so high, such a high level, that I just can't believe I keep giving him guys that aren't top 7 dudes, man. He deserves it. He needs it. Let's get it. Charles Jourdain, 3 out of 5 on my confidence level, and he gets his hand raised. Now, the feature prelim bout is a bantamweight male division fight. Another Canadian fighter on here. We get to see Brad Katona. Now, he does kind of, I think, fight out of England, I almost said. Does fight usually out of Ireland, but he is a Canadian. Negative 220 on Brad Katona. And Garrett Armfield is his opponent at plus 180. Armfield's no slouch, so this is not going to be an easy fight like the odds makers are making it. I say this is closer to the pick'em side. But you know what? We're going Brad Katona because he's going to have the energy. He looked good in his last fight, and it seems like he's finally taking that next level and taking it serious. We will jump into the main card here. For a main card, sorry, UFC, you could have did a tidbit better, but they want to get some Canadian fighters on here, and they just when you got 2 title fights on there, it's kind of hard to fill the whole thing up with perfect fights, especially with UFC 300 coming up. So, all right, match like number 5, Arnold Allen, Movsar Ilabov. If you don't know who Ilabov is, he's a top tier featherweight. Same thing with Arnold Allen. No slouch to lose in the Max Holloway in his last fight, but man, when you got two top guys going, you got to pick which one you think's going to win. Arnold Allen's a plus 166 underdog. Ilivov negative 190. Man, Ilivov's not losing this fight. That guy is just way, way too good. He also wins this fight. He could be next in line for a title fight. I actually would get behind that one. Arnold Allen wins. He might need to get another W, but it only because he needs to get, a big, big name on his record, bigger than Ilivov. He does take out Ilivov, though. That puts him in contention, essentially. And I'm going to pick Ilivov, 1 out of 5 on the confidence level. He gets his hand raised. All right, match like number 4, we get Chris Curtis and Marc-Andre Baralt in the middleweight division. Dude, Chris Curtis is a dog. Do not sleep on this guy whatsoever. His hands are dynamite. But negative 185 on him, plus 155 on Marc-Andre Baralt. Going Chris Curtis here all day. 3 out of 5 on the confidence level. He gets his hand raised. Marc-Andre Baralt takes shots, and you cannot take those dynamite shots from Chris Curtis. Plus, the dude can wrestle, which is even crazier. All right, match like number 3 is a welterweight fight between UFC veteran Neil Magny and Mike Malott. Mike Malott is a Canadian fighter, and he looked really, really good, but he took time off because of an injury. Mike, it's plus 280 on Magny, negative 370 on Mike. I'm picking Neil Magny on a daily fantasy so I can get some other fighters on there, hoping he goes the distance with this guy and makes it a grappling fight and either sneaks one out or makes it really, really close so that it only hits me for 40 points on there and I don't lose it. And I still get 5 other good-ass fighters to fight on there. That's why I like that move there. But Mike Malott's who I pick, but 1 out of 5 though on the confidence level there, because I don't see him winning this fight, and I have a bad feeling about him fighting this type of grappler and a guy this hungry to get back in the win column. Now Neil Magny loses badly, where he gets dominated or finished. It's done. His UFC career is done. All right. Co-main event of the evening. Raquel Pennington, Mano Breno Silva. Raquel's a plus 135 underdog. Silva's a negative 160 favorite. When I seen those girls face off today, I did not realize how big Silva is compared to Raquel. Raquel I thought would be way bigger, but she's not. They're decent size with each other. But bantamweight division fight, we finally get to see this thing moving forward. For me, I just do not see Breno Silva losing whatsoever. That girl's got some crazy streak in her, and she's got some crazy good MMA skill set to raise the game to the level. I want her to win, and I want her to fight Juliana Pena. Finish that, get that in both those wins in her record books. She could get on to the start of an amazing career that we could see. I am definitely picking her, though, on a bunch of slips, guys. At negative 160. Earlier in the week, I looked, she was negative 135, which were great odds. Yeah, negative 160 is not the worst odds, but it's starting to get worse because your guys are going to see she is going to put on a show against Raquel. 4 out of 5, like I said, out of my confidence level, she gets her hand raised. And I usually don't say that in a title fight, but I just don't see Raquel winning this fight. And if Raquel does, good for her. She finally got her shot, or finally got a second shot and got the title. But I just don't see it happening. And then what we are here for is Sean Strickland, Dricus du Plessis. Look, these guys fought just at the last pay-per-view in December, right after the fights finished. Right after the fights finished, I started almost leaving. My buddy shows me a thing on his phone. He's like, look what happened. And I was like, what? I didn't even notice that happened after the fight because I just wanted to I had like an hour drive home after. So literally wanted to get out, saw that, and was like, man, they're going to take this fight off this card. So glad they didn't let the drama swell and let these boys duke it out in the ring. That's the best part about this type of sport is when you get into something like that, you guys gotta finish in the ring. Somebody's gonna be the loser and somebody's gonna be the winner. Now, negative 125 on Sean Strickland and plus 105 on Dricus Du Plessis. Look, Du Plessis earlier was plus 115 in the week when I looked, and I was happy. I was like, ooh, I'm going to get this at a very, very crazy good odd. And I already went down to plus 105. By the time I get down there, it's probably going to be a pick'em. Look, man, Sean has that great arm thing where he pushes the fighter's arm right before he gets a hit, or he shoulder rolls it like the boxer style, and he's very, very good at it. He walks you down, he pressures you, he makes you pretty much scared and fight on the back of your back feet, which tires you out, which gives him the better cardio edge, or he can wrestle you. He can do it all. Dude's a dog. Dude can fight. DDP, though, he's got power. He can wrestle. He can do it all just like that, but his style's different. Like, he'll let you walk forward, get you in this lull like you're about to just dominate the fight, and then he hits you with that shot. And when he hits you with the shot, he knows exactly how he's throwing it, and he knows it's going to land, and he steps into it. And that's the dangerous part for Sean. When you watched Alex Pereira put him to sleep, it was because Alex went forward, kicked him in the leg, made him back up just a tidbit, and did a 1-2 that just put his lights out because he stepped into it. And I see DDP getting the same route here with a finish. I do not see a submission like everybody else is calling. I see DDP with a, honestly, second round KO. I think the first round is going to be a little feeling out process just because DDP is going to he'll be looking for it, and he'll probably land a couple good shots, but I feel like Sean's going to be able to take him on this one. Second round, though, he'll be looking for the finish, and it's going to be nasty. You heard it here, folks, first. PhilyfliShow, DDP finish second round. It's not the hardest pick. It's more on the easier side to pick. But again, Sean will walk with his chin down when he's too confident. I have a feeling he's going to get too confident. It's going to be Dricus Du Plessis with the finish. All right, we're going to jump into a quick parlay here. It's a four-legged parlay. Take Jasmine Judavakis, even though I'm not super confident on it. I put her on there. Sadeh at negative 185, Charles Jourdain at negative 225, and Bueno Silva at negative 160. That should get you back some decent money on a quick four-legged parlay. $100 guy jumped in here with you this week. You're going Dricus Du Plessis. Like I said, I think he gets the win. Plus, you put that $100 down, you're getting $105 back, and you're going to be able to show off to your buddies at the casino like you always do. $100 guy, and then all your cash person. There's only one person to put it on, and that's Mayo Bueno Silva in that title fight. You get the best odds, which means you get the best money back, which means when you put all your cash on it, like, you crazy mother truckers would be putting like crazy stacks down. Put Bueno Silva. She's not losing this fight. All right, y'all. PhilyfliShow's checking out for the evening here. Can't wait for Saturday night on this UFC 296 middleweight title. Cannot wait. We got animosity. We got it all. And shout out to Right Way Production Studios for always making this happen. Peace out.